You're listening to the Simon and Alex Show podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Simon and Alex Show.
Hello, welcome to the Simon and Alex Show.
That doesn't warrant a response. Hi.
Hello. We usually, before we record, have a little chat between ourselves to have a little catch up, and then we record for the show. But we've not done that today. Mm-hmm. So I'm waiting for you to tell me that I'm looking quite dapper with my new haircut.
You had a haircut?
I cut my own hair, so yeah.
Okay. Well, I suppose the highest compliment I can give you is that I didn't notice.
Thank you.
Yes.
So it's not horrendous then?
No. What I go for in haircuts is if it looks the same but possibly a bit shorter, then I'm good.
The thing is,
I
think it looks pretty much the same as when you left Durham. So I've cut my hair down to the same length that it was about 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's not a bad job you've done with it.
There's not really loads of difference for you to see.
Yeah, maybe this is a money-saving thing for you.
There's a little, you see there?
Oh dear.
Just on the top of my sideburn.
Yeah, you've nicked it a bit.
Nicked it, yeah. And I could take my sideburns up a bit and it wouldn't be noticeable, but then I'd have ridiculously high sideburns. So I reckon about a week and it'll be not as noticeable.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, it's a thing you do with practice. I don't intend on getting a haircut for a good while because thankfully I got my haircut significantly shorter than I typically have before this whole lockdown started.
Were you saying 4 months before you shave the beard as well?
Yes. Well, I said I'm not going to shave until I'm back in Durham. And we're 2 months into that, and it's already looking a little gross. So we'll see how bad it gets in an extra 4 months from now.
I can understand that maybe I should have joined you in that, but I did the exact same thing last summer. For the whole summer, just didn't cut my hair or shave. So I've been through that. Good luck to you, because towards the end it doesn't get pretty, but there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, here's the thing. Because you're still going into work, you still encounter other people. So with this, I'm only annoying Cat, to be honest. Which is... who cares about that? I've been outdoors enjoying the sun today.
Yeah.
Because it's lockdown, it's been eased a bit, and you're allowed to see one person from outside your household. As long as you're keeping social distancing in place.
Yeah.
I saw my mum for the first time in 2 months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we went on a walk to the woods around here. It was very pleasant.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
About the whole easing of lockdown thing.
Yeah.
I follow a few people who... people I work with and people who I have worked with before.
Yes.
They're around the 40, 50-year-old woman age.
Yes.
And they're currently going through a phase of sharing posts about the new lockdown restrictions that are going to come in place at the start of June.
Okay.
Which I was super confused about too, because we don't have them.
Yeah.
They're sharing them for Australia. So they're saying, come... And Australia has different rules to us.
We're doing much worse, I think.
Yeah, their plan for the start of June is that you can have gatherings of like 20 or 30 people.
That's not going to happen.
These guys are like, they're sharing it on the Facebook page.
That's dangerous.
With no explanation.
That's very
it's
dangerous.
Australia. So just if you're listening and you've heard that maybe our rules are getting relaxed, there would be no way of knowing. We only find out on the day that the speech is given. So if you are reading social media, be very, very careful and check where the source has came from, because obviously we don't want people going outside doing big groups and not realising that we shouldn't.
And that's the thing, because the more people stick to those rules, the quicker you can actually do the things you want to do.
Oh yeah.
So I don't see the logic in like, I'm not going to listen to the lockdown. I'm still going to meet up with loads of people, because you're just prolonging it. You're making it last longer.
I think the thing is, I think we all want lockdown to be over.
Yeah.
But it's realising that before lockdown goes, like, before it gets completely gone, there are still stages. So, like, the next stage of lockdown will be you're allowed to go visit other people's houses and maintain distance. So, as long as we stick to the rules, the next few phases shouldn't be too different to what we're normally used to. We just won't be able to go and do, like, clubs, maybe pubs, but...
Yeah. Well, I've said this before, but in the best of times, you're going to catch something if you go to a club.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're you, Simon.
What?
All those girls that you bring home.
I don't have a response for that. So, how about yourself? Have you had contact with the outside world?
Not really. I mean, I go over home, drop food off my granddad still.
Yeah.
And then on the way up, I'll, like, talk to my parents, but never, like, get too close to them.
Yeah.
So apart from that, just been staying in the house, been embracing movies. No new ones, just ones that I know I like.
Oh, I mean, of course. I know you're gonna love this week's movie.
At the start of recording this week, I've just finished watching Logan.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Which is an amazing movie, and that's the kind of superhero movie that I was expecting you would give me this week. Not Spider-Man 2.
No. Spider-Man 2 is genuinely, it's one of my top 3 superhero movies, and there's a lot of competition there.
Yeah, because I'm assuming Endgame will be higher than Spider-Man 2. Yeah.
I prefer Infinity War to Endgame straight out of the bat, by the way.
But Infinity War's still higher than Spider-Man 2, though. Yes.
No. No, it's not.
Oh. You're just not setting me up to like Spider-Man. If I go into a film knowing that the person who's making me watch the film really enjoys it, and it's not that I don't want to enjoy it, but I start to expect too much. I had the same with Jojo Rabbit. When Jojo Rabbit was, like, the trailers came out, I really wanted to go see it. Taika Waititi is an amazing director. I absolutely love Stephen Merchant. I think he's very, very funny.
Yeah.
So I watched the trailers and I got hyped so much for it. Went to see it on the first day that it came out, and I came out the cinema and I didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
Yeah, but, I can get that.
But we went to see it again at one of the film societies at the uni.
That's the last movie I'm going to see in the cinema for a long while.
Yeah.
You realise?
But we went to go see it again, and I came out, and I was struggling to find a flaw.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that I had high expectations for it the first time kind of made it a bit... It made me a little bit, like...
I get that. You set the expectations too high, so you set them impossibly high, so it couldn't possibly, like, match up.
Yeah, and then the second time I went to see it, I was kind of thinking, it's not an amazing film. Watched it with that in my mind and thought, actually, it's a really good film.
Okay, so what you're saying is I can't keep talking about how much I like Spider-Man 2.
Unless it is a genuinely amazing film and there's no flaws.
Here's the thing. I'm not an unbiased person. I recognise that there are some things that I like which have a lot of flaws, and sometimes I can't recognise those flaws, and I think Spider-Man 2 is a pretty good case of this.
Yeah, no, I understand that. That's fair.
Yeah. I am boiling. Because my bedroom here, where I did the recording, it's facing the sun pretty much the entire day.
Yeah, you've got like a blinding white wall of light to your right-hand side. But it's all behind me.
I'm recording in the afterlife. You can probably see it on my webcam.
Oh, but, okay.
Yeah. No, I died about 3 weeks in. I didn't really pay attention enough, so I've just been recording a podcast from beyond the grave.
I mean, I would also die. It would be internally if I had to go and live in York. So kudos for lasting 3 weeks.
I thought you were going to say that you would die if you had to record the podcast without me. But you just...
Well, you know me. I could do that without any trouble.
I can't wait for the Alex show. You've got no one to pick on then. If it's just you recording it, it's like... If there's anything related to someone's city, you're like, oh, that's just like... Oh. Oh.
No, I'll still be making small jokes.
At who? At nobody.
I'd like, hey, do you guys remember Simon?
It would just make you
small.
seem... It would make you seem so insecure about your height if you just made short jokes about someone who wasn't even there. I don't know if you...
yeah, it sounded like a growl.
There has been an onslaught of motorcyclists driving past the house today. I think... I mean, from the speeds they're going and how close they are, not respecting social distancing, I think they're racing. I think we've had motorcycle races outside of our house.
Is it not just the weather? Because there is a definite increase in number of motorcycles on the road when the sun comes out.
But it's the speeds they're going at that is leading me to think this. Because they're all in like big groups going incredibly fast. And around here it's, country lanes. So there's like plenty of corners and stuff. So, you know how they've all got vehicles and stuff in Mad Max? I think this is it. This is the apocalypse coming here.
The start of the end, yeah. Well, the apocalypse.
It starts off with motorbikes, then we're going to get some lorries converted into mass weapons.
The shock is just that York has motorbikes.
It's not like some backwater slum. I don't know what you're on about.
That's the exact image that I have when I think of York. Like
it's like Durham, but bigger.
Not even medieval, post-medieval. Kind of every house is stone and the roofs are all thatched hay. And
it is exactly like Durham, but bigger, and the cathedral's better.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
York Minster is better than Durham Cathedral. I mean, easily.
It's easy to say when you're on the other end of a camera, Simon, but when we're face to face, you want to try, you know?
Alright, well...
I think Durham beats York any day.
No, I don't think so. I mean, definitely on the cathedral front, York's got it easily. Nothing beats the Minster.
Yeah, but when it comes to an actual good city, Durham beats York.
Nah, York wins again.
No.
York's nicer to look at, I think.
I'm sorry.
No.
You're just wrong.
We'll have to put this to the test. You realise?
What, like a vote? How? All of our audience is Durham. They're biased. Like, heavily biased.
But I reckon I can still win, even with that bias, just because of how great York is. And also my network of people in York.
Oh, hey Simon, guess how much charge my laptop has?
Are you going to fix it?
What?
Oh. I thought you were saying your laptop's on low charge, but you're not, are you?
No.
No, you idiot.
What? 69%.
I knew it would be. I thought you were saying, oh, my battery's low, I'm going to have to go plug it in or something.
No.
And then I realised you were so excited about the battery being low that it couldn't possibly be that. What I think we should do is, once lockdowns ease a bit more, and I can actually go into York, I reckon we take some videos. You take some videos around Durham, I take some videos around York. We edit it into a short showcase of each city, and then we put it to the vote, see which is the better looking city.
Okay. I mean, I don't have a camera. I do have a cameraman. I could get Tom to if lockdown eased.
I don't know. I was just going to film it myself. We don't have to be in it. It doesn't have to be an entertaining video. It just has to be...
No, it has to be like a battle of the bands, a battle of the city style kind of York versus Durham. Who will win? You decide.
I suppose I can hire the services of Cat Lake.
We've all been there, Simon.
God damn. Oh no, I didn't even see that one coming.
It wouldn't be a podcast.
No. Oh dear.
There was a look of regret, instant regret, as soon as he finished. It was so...
No. Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I'm not carrying it.
We need to play... That has to be the first song we play when we get back on air. The Chuckle Brothers feat. Tinchy Strider.
Come on then.
Thank you.
Everyone's going to tune out immediately. They're going to be like, oh, it's the first radio show after so many podcasts. I wonder how good it's going to be. They tune in, and it's the Chuckle Brothers.
Next week's my week. Find out what film I'm making Simon watch on Friday.
I'll be honest, I'm dreading it.
Well, you know,
Well,
it's
I mean,
only,
it could
it's
be
only
good.
1 week.
You brought Moana out.
I'm pretty sure you've seen the film. If you
Okay.
haven't, then it's an amazing film.
Right.
But yeah, I suggested Moana. I'm not going to go for like a stereotypical Alex film. It'll
Yeah,
be
no,
something-
you've got to save those.
Yeah, the Die Hard and the Gladiator, they'll be for when
Yeah.
the radio show gets back on.
Yeah, I've realised now that I can't watch those movies. I've set a precedent now.
What a shame. You know what? I'll lift the embargo on watching the films. So
No. Because I have to give my first impressions of the movies, and I can't do that.
Well, you know what? I'll promise you right here, right now, that if
Yeah.
I ever suggest Die Hard, it'll be the 5th Die Hard. A good day.
What?
So you can watch the first 4 Die Hards as many times as you want up until then.
Why would you... Is the 5th one the best one?
The 5th one, I don't know how happy I am about this being broadcast, but I don't think it deserves to be a Die Hard.
What?
It's bad. It's real bad.
Okay, so you're waiting for me to have my first impressions of the worst Die Hard.
As long as it means that you can watch the first 4 as many times as you want. I wouldn't want to take that away from you.
No. Trust me, Alex. You're not impeding me in any way. I'll be
sure?
patient. Yeah.
What about Gladiator? You have to watch Gladiator at some point.
At some point.
Did you
yeah.
hear about the Gladiator 2 that they were going to make?
I did not know.
They were going to make a Gladiator 2, and if you get the chance, if you want to pause the audio and Google it, please do, because it is one of the best premises for a film that I've ever heard. I'll read a little snippet of the script, like suggestion for Simon now, but if you have time, please Google it.
Alright.
I forgot how bad the sequel was.
What?
So they approached Ridley Scott and said, do you want to make a Gladiator 2? Make a Gladiator 2. And he really didn't want to. He was happy with the way that Gladiator had ended. So he said, fine, I'll write a script. So he decided to write a script like as bad as humanly possible.
Okay.
Oh. I haven't checked this in a while. Apparently they are genuinely considering a second one.
Well, you realise we've got to wait until that comes out before we're able to review the original Gladiator.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be right otherwise.
Here we go. I found it.
Alright.
So, Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
The screenplay opens with Maximus Decimus Meridius, so Russell Crowe, waking up in the afterlife to his disappointment. It isn't the Elysium that he dreamed of, so it wasn't a pretty afterlife, but an endless rain-sodden netherworld where wretched refugees huddle on the shores of a black ocean. With the help of a ghostly guide, he treks to a ruined temple where he meets Jupiter, Mars, and 5 other Roman deities.
Okay.
He explains that one of the gods has betrayed them and is now preaching the gospel of another god who is more powerful than all of them. Russell Crowe is then offered a deal. If he kills that god, he'll be reunited with his wife and his son in the really good Elysium kind of heaven that he thought that he would be. Everything leads to a showdown between the Roman forces and a Christian resistance, which Russell Crowe has been training in secret. Then they have another chat with the gods. They don't have the family reunion, but instead, Russell Crowe is sent into battles throughout the centuries. So he fights in the Crusades, the World Wars, Vietnam.
Oh my god.
Finally in the Pentagon. In a grander version of the opening montage of X-Men Origins Wolverine. And I'm sure...
Okay.
it doesn't mention it here, but I'm sure I read somewhere something about, like, Russell Crowe fighting Jesus for the final scene or something. So if you get the chance to look into it, please do, because that would be an amazing film.
I'm going to be honest, that sounds incredible.
It does sound pretty good, to be fair.
I mean, as long as it's not taking itself seriously, because that clearly sounds like it's not.
Oh no,
That could be excellent.
I think he said, I definitely don't want to do it, so I'm going to commission people to just write as bad a script as possible.
Yeah.
It stars Joe? Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah.
I don't know who you're referring to.
Joe Mama?
I knew you were trying to get me to... Oh, nice try. Not so easily
Welcome
caught by
to
that.
2017, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go watch Spider-Man 2 now. Hooray, hurrah.
I mean, I'm going to watch it a few times at least.
My entire week has been building up to this moment. And I am...
Well, here's the thing, Alex. It's like you said earlier. You're going in with low expectations.
Yeah.
So, okay, Alex, I'm going to be honest with you. It's an awful movie. It's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Well, then I'll just think it's a terrible
So just
movie.
keep that in your head.
No, you just
and then...
make me neutral about it. Let me make my own decisions.
Okay. It is a movie that exists.
Okay, I'm looking
There
forward
you
to
go.
it.
Alright,
See you in a bit.
alrighty. Hi, Alex.
Hello, Simon.
How have you been doing these past few days?
Should we not talk about the film?
No. There's something more pressing on my mind right now.
I think we should just talk about the film.
No, I don't think we should. I think we need to settle something really, really important, actually.
So we take a few days off in between saying that we're watching the film and doing this part. So between the first and the second half of the podcast, we have 2 or 3 days between recording.
And did you do anything that time?
I finished my last exam for second year uni.
So well, me too. That should have put me in a good mood, but alas.
That was fun. And I got really bored really quickly. So I got me and a friend to use Simon's email address to subscribe.
Yeah, sorry, no. My private email address, the one I use for strictly only for university and banking.
To subscribe him to online Catholic Christian newsletters.
I have unsubscribed from so many newsletters. It is not even funny.
I signed you up to 56. Tom, I don't know how many he signed you up to, but some of mine were weekly, some of mine were monthly. So you might.
So they're going to be trickling out in I don't know, maybe the next year, if I miss some and they don't put out anything.
Possibly,
That's just going to be terrific. One of the Catholic things doesn't have an automated service, and they send out all their emails by hand. So I have had to handwrite an email explaining the situation to some poor, I'm assuming some poor elderly lady that sends out these.
Because some of them I signed you up as Simon Lake, and others I signed you up as Big Man Lake. Please tell me it was the Big Man Lake one.
I'm afraid this was a Simon Lake one. Otherwise, I don't think she would have responded.
From Big Man Lake. Oh, you don't know how happy this makes me.
I mean, to be fair, you didn't do the worst of it. Like
Tom signed you up to like neo-Nazi and UKIP things.
Yeah, that was the. Like, I can take a bunch of Catholics trying to convert me, but we've got several emails from Britain First who seemingly don't know how to take me off their mailing list. UKIP, that was one of them. Yeah, he had some American ones and some really specific ones, which kind of unnerving that he knows of some of these. Oh, I got another email. Terrific, just terrific. So,
well, I
Alex
feel like
is
you've been losing faith.
yeah.
So you need to find God.
I mean, that's not really your call to make.
What better way to do that than through the Catholic Church? Through 56 denominations of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I'm much more of a fan of the Old Testament personally, and how vengeful God is in that half of the Bible. So, you looking forward to the weekend? Because I am.
Simon got really, really annoyed.
Yes.
like crazy annoyed.
I take my personal email very seriously.
So he has, I assume, threatened me, but I can't tell over messages.
Yeah. I was not happy.
He said he's ordered something to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And
It was a tricky thing because I intend to go back to that house, so it can't be anything as long-lasting as I'd like.
okay, when I get this parcel,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to open it in your room.
It won't matter.
Oh, I thought maybe it'd be like a box of explosive confetti or something, and then
No.
I'd just leave it for you.
No, that's too easy. That's just a few minutes of annoyance.
I have a horrible feeling it's a live animal.
A live animal?
I have a horrible feeling it's a live animal.
Well, you'll just have to wait and see.
Well, if that's not a reason to listen to next week's Simon and Alex show, then I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Should we? talk
Yeah,
about
I'm
the film?
just gonna take a minute to calm down, and then we'll get back to recording.
What's that?
Sorry, I was just lifting my spirits by looking at this week's episode art.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd try and confuse you a bit because you'll put the episode art out, and I noticed you've done it hand drawn in pen.
For now, yes.
Okay, because I shaved the beard just so that it would be inaccurate.
Oh, it's fine. I'm not drawing you. I'm drawing your character.
Ah,
There's a key
gotcha.
difference.
Gotcha. Well, you could have told me that before I shaved my.
I mean, like, that's the reason I've drawn you with muscles in this one.
Oh, okay. I also noticed that there was a relatively small trouser bulge too. I assume that's the character, not me.
No, I thought that was one area. I didn't want to mislead the viewers.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah. Okay. Can we talk about Spider-Man 2,
we'll start
please?
talking about the film. That film came out a year before Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yes.
And that this is the only way that I can compare CGI and computer animation. I don't know how good it was for the time, but
It was groundbreaking. Spider-Man has typically had, like,
because I
particularly...
was going to say, in relation to Shark Boy and Lava Girl, which is usually the
Yeah. Like, obviously, to the
constant
massive Disney budgets of modern Marvel movies, it's not quite up to scratch, but it still holds its own.
But
holds
for
its
the year
own
it
fairly
came
well.
out,
Yeah.
amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that there were so many memes that I recognised. The pizza time and when they're lifting Spider-Man through the train because he's a hero.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favourite scenes in all movies.
Okay,
I
you
think.
really like Spider-Man 2, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you know 2 weeks ago
Yeah.
when I asked to watch a rom-com
Mm-hmm.
and you said that you don't know many rom-coms,
Yes.
you don't really like rom-coms?
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is a rom-com with a little bit of Spider-Man in it.
That's fair.
It's not a superhero movie.
Yes, it
It's
is.
far from it.
It is.
Boy
It's
tries
the
to
most.
get the girl. It just happens to have a little bit of Spider-Man on the side.
I think it is one of the best superhero movies. Mostly because it doesn't focus on all like flashy fights and stuff. Sure, it has those, but it is more about.
It just doesn't though, does it?
Yeah, it does.
90% of Tobey Maguire's screen time is just his face with no other emotion than his face.
Yeah,
That's probably why they shoved the mask on him for Spider-Man, because he's just emotionless. He has one expression throughout the whole film.
well, I don't think that's true. I mean,
I think that's
remember
very,
when
very
he's trying to stop the train and he's got
that's the 10%. Yeah, that's literally the only time that he strains or
Well,
shows
he's
any
just got
other
a bit
form
of an-
emotion.
He's just got a bit of an awkward expression. I think, like
I also-
he's not like got confidence or anything. because that's the character.
Yeah, I guess, but even like there's a scene where he's in a burning building trying to rescue a child, and he has the same expression on his face as just after he kisses the girl of his dreams.
Yeah.
They're two completely different scenarios that a talented actor like Russell Crowe or Bruce Willis would be able to handle. But
would you rather have either of them play Spider-Man?
I would rather... Who's the guy who plays the bad guy's son from the first one?
What, James Franco?
Yeah, I'd rather he played Spider-Man.
No, James Franco's too cool.
I think
Spider-Man's not supposed to be cool.
I also thought
I mean, Spider-Man's cool, but...
I know there was like a massive joke about Spider-Man, like Tobey Maguire looks way older than Spider-Man. Because I always thought Spider-Man was like a high school kid.
Well, I mean, he grows
like
up.
14, 15 years old, but...
It depends on which comic you read.
Film, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is just adult Spider-Man.
Yeah. Mary Jane.
Yes.
She is the love interest of Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm. Surprise, surprise.
There is a scene where Peter Parker and Mary Jane are talking. They've already established that they're very good friends, best friends.
Yes.
Peter says, "Want to get some chow mein?" Mary Jane says, "Peter, I'm getting married," which is probably the first known origin of the "Hey, how you doing? I have a boyfriend."
Are you forgetting the entire first movie that I made you watch?
Yeah.
Where it's very clear that Mary Jane has feelings for him, but he's turning her down because he wants to protect her, because he doesn't want her to be in danger because he's Spider-Man.
Honestly, I was watching it as a standalone. I completely forgot the first one.
It's got 2 in the name. How do you forget that?
No, I knew there was the first one. I know we've watched it. I just can't remember what happened in it.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Loved the scene where J.J. Jameson was in the Spider-Man costume on the desk. There were a few parts of this film that did make me belly chuckle.
Yeah.
I'll give it that.
This film has a lot of jokes that do land very well, and a lot that... Yeah.
There's another one that I laughed at was when Spider-Man's just stopped the train.
Yeah.
Everybody on the train sets him down. They say, "Oh, he's a hero," and then the bad guy, what's his name?
Dr. Octopus.
Dr. Octopus comes into the train,
yeah.
And all these civilians stand there saying, "Hey, if you want to get to Spider-Man, you got to go through me, and me, and me, and me." And then Dr. Octopus is like, "Yeah, okay then," and just eats them all away.
Just lays waste.
And yeah, I think that is pretty much all of my notes. Oh, yeah, another one. Nobody, like none of the extras, none of the background characters, and none of the people that they interact with throughout the film act like real people. They act like if you took real people and real characters, transformed them into wacky cartoons of that person, and then turned them back into humans.
Are you aware this is a comic book movie, Alex?
I know Spider-Man's a comic book character, but...
Yes.
Okay, then. I
think this is one of the styles of the director Sam Raimi. He also did the Evil Dead series, which is also excellent, and I'm probably going to make you watch one of those at some point.
Okay.
But it's like massively cheesy, which this franchise obviously is as well.
I didn't think you liked cheesy films. What with your lactose intolerance?
All right. Okay, I'll take that one.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
Mm-hmm. As you should be. It's lockdown.
Fair play. You got me there. In tradition, my quote from the film that reminded me of Simon. At the end of the film, Harry's dad comes back, the villain from the first one, in Harry's mind.
Yeah. And
he's trying to tell Harry that Harry should pick up the mantle that his father left and try to kill Spider-Man. And the quote that made me think of Simon came from Harry's dad. It is, "You're weak. You were always weak. You will always be weak." That made me think of you. So I gave the film 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Wait for it.
on.
No. Wait for it.
Okay.
I gave the film 6 out of 10 at that scene. Then
Right.
they put in a final scene where Mary Jane runs away from her husband at the altar.
Yeah. Side note, that guy did nothing wrong. I feel sorry for that guy.
That guy was a really nice guy.
Yeah, it would like I wouldn't feel as bad if he was like a dickhead, but no,
She just left this really nice guy for. She ran away from this guy at the altar and ran to Peter Parker. That scene alone made me change my rating from 6 to 5, so I give it 5 out of 10.
I'm gonna have to double this order, Alex.
I think the film could have done without that final scene.
Why?
If they left it at her about to get married, and then in the third one, if they picked it up from there, fine. But I just didn't like the way that they ended it on the whole. Yeah.
Well, they gave it a happy ending.
Okay.
I know I'm obviously biased here because I'm a big fan of Spider-Man.
Also, happy ending. When we watched 500 Days of Summer, you said you would have loved it if they didn't give it a happy ending.
Yeah, I think that was more appropriate for the message they were trying to get across here. But the message of this film is like him learning how to balance both of his lives. And once he finally figures that out, then he can finally get what he wants. So I think it's more appropriate for this film, and that it wasn't as appropriate for 500 Days of Summer.
No.
Okay. So what did you think when you discovered this Spider-Man movie has a majority of the time of him not being Spider-Man?
Didn't like it one bit.
Why? What?
The Spider-Man that I like is the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yes, and I like him too.
I think he does a great job, and I think that part of Spider-Man being Spider-Man is that he's this clever kid who makes this tech, and I don't like the whole he gets superpowers from getting bit by the spider thing. The fact that halfway through Spider-Man 2, halfway through Spider-Man 2,
yes,
right, he throws the suit away, says that he's not going to be Spider-Man anymore. He starts walking down the street. They play Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, and I think they could have just ended it there. I don't think, because from that point onwards, he starts to lose his spider powers because he doesn't believe, and that feels a lot like some 7-year-old girl's rainbow Disney princess fantasy film.
All right.
Kind of logic, where if he believes hard enough, he can get his powers back. And I don't like that. I like that Tom Holland Spider-Man has created the web shooters, maybe not the suit, but even still in Far From Home, he had the scene where he made his own suit. And
yes.
I liked that Spider-Man's just an ordinary kid. And yeah, he's a bit dorky and he's a bit geeky.
He does have superpowers, though. He was bitten by a spider.
Yeah, but the whole...
So what argument are you making here?
Yeah, but he doesn't lose those superpowers because he doesn't believe
Well, because that's not a plot point. That's the plot of this film. It's not a plot in either of the Tom Holland films.
Not overly keen on it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It did make me laugh. One of the first scenes of the film, Spider-Man gets told to deliver a pizza, and he has to deliver it in 8 minutes or less. Sorry, Peter Parker. So he puts the Spider-Man costume on in the back alley. So Peter Parker runs into a back alley, and then Spider-Man comes out of the alley with the pizzas, and some passerby goes, "Whoa, Spider-Man just stole those pizzas." So that made me laugh. But...
Do you want to know a fun fact about New York?
Go on.
You know how in loads of movies there's always like fights in like dark alleys and stuff in New York.
Yeah.
There's only about 3 alleys in New York, like
they
in
have
New
a
York
grid
City.
system. They have a grid system, don't they?
Yeah.
Are there alleys?
There's 3 apparently, and that's the majority of like if it's filmed in New York and it has to take place in an alley, it's usually just like one of them, and it's usually the same alley across films.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't even realise that they shot it in New York. I thought they might have just
Part
Like
of
the
it.
alley scenes they might have just done in a set room or something.
Yeah. What else can I complain about you not liking it for?
No, it's not that I didn't like it. I did like the film. It was an alright film. Spider-Man is probably one of my favourite superheroes, but
Yes.
I think the franchise has been done too many times. The first Spider-Man that I watched was Tom Holland. So
Yes.
I think that was the standard for me. I think
That
if
makes
I'd watched,
sense,
if I'd
because-
watched Tobey Maguire's first, I would have enjoyed it a lot more than I did. But because the standard was Tom Holland, and I kind of dropped down to Tobey Maguire, it
Drop down.
lessened. It lessened.
They
the
are
enjoyment for
different characters. So yeah, here's the thing, because I did grow up watching these films, and that means I know I'm biased in this.
me. Yeah.
So it's hard to make a strong argument, because, I mean, obviously, none of this really matters, does it? This is all a matter of opinion. This whole show's stupid. You're allowed to like what you want to like.
Oh, we're not having any influence on anything. Yeah.
No,
It's not like if we agree on that a film's really good, then it's gonna win awards. It's just a bit of
not yet.
fun. Yeah, well, give us time, Simon. Give us
End of the
time.
year, we're doing a Simon Alex Show award show.
ceremony. Yeah,
Should we do that?
that'd
could
be
do that.
amazing. Just calling up Russell Crowe, telling him that he's won every award.
I mean, could you imagine if one of them accepted it?
That'd be
If
amazing. They did
if anybody accepted it.
To be fair, they did the fake awards ceremony for, was it Katie
Hopkins.
Yeah, they did the fake award ceremony for Katie Hopkins, and she showed
Well,
up.
yeah, but she's full of herself. So
Fair play.
yeah. Plus, I think they had a higher budget for that fake show, and given that we're spending basically nothing on this show,
No, I reckon
That's
we can get Robert Downey Jr. visit our front room.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, he seems strapped for cash with that Dr. Dolittle movie.
Oh, I mean, it's probably not the amount that he
No,
made like
no.
$3 million just for his scene in Spider-Man.
They must have blackmail on him for that film. Seriously, like, he's done like a 10-year stretch of Iron Man, and it's like, what's he gonna do next? He's got so much money, and then he does a really not great kids movie.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
I've seen bits from it,
Oh,
and it's
I have not seen it, so I cannot comment. I tell you what, I thought about this today.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what your reaction to it would be.
okay.
Up until maybe 18, but definitely 17 years of age. Do you know MIA?
Yes,
Yeah. That stands for...
missing in action.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it stood for missing in Afghanistan.
that's very specific.
Yeah, I know, but it was like when we grew up, most of the wars were in Afghanistan.
All
And
right.
whenever they were like, oh, the soldier's gone MIA, or my friends would be playing video games, they'd be like, oh, this guy's gone MIA. It's kind of like, oh, they're playing a war game set in Afghanistan. Yeah. I just thought you might enjoy that. It wasn't like, I didn't have like...
So what happens if you get lost somewhere else?
No, it was only the MIA that...
Okay, so
I just thought that the last
why did
letter
you think it would
changed.
have an acronym on its own?
No, I
this
thought
one-
that the last letter changed depending on where you were fighting, and that
Okay.
most of the fights were just happening in Afghanistan.
All right. So if you're missing in Durham, that's MID.
Well, I realised that it's not, but
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to figure out where they're lost based on the acronym. You get coded messaging MIA. He's like, oh, is he missing in?
Argentina,
I was going to say Alaska, but yeah.
Azerbaijan.
Well, we don't know. Search down
That's why he's
anywhere that
missing,
starts with an
Simon.
A.
That's why he's gone missing. If we knew, then
Turns out Alton Towers. Strange
Oh.
enough. Yeah. So sort of following on from Spider-Man this week.
okay.
If you were to choose a superpower, what would it be?
Are there limitations?
You have to have reasonable limitations. I would say if it's been written as a comic book character before, then sure, go for it.
Okay, so
and there's a lot of comic book characters, so
summon any item out of thin air, would that be a thing?
I guess. That seems a little general, but what would you use this for?
I don't know. If I lose my keys, just get some keys.
That's true. I mean,
if I need money, let's get some money.
That's not how you just cause hyperinflation with that, right?
I wouldn't. I don't use it to buy like packets of sweets and stuff. But if I need a packet of sweets, I just summon packets of sweets.
All right.
I wouldn't need money.
You wouldn't use this to do any good.
Well, it depends. It depends what you mean by good.
I mean, unselfish.
Well, I could, yeah.
I
could just go to an impoverished place and just summon
I was
food.
going to say, you have the ability to summon anything. You could end world hunger immediately, and you choose to
No, I could only really
steal
summon
sweets?
it if I could, like, carry it. I couldn't summon, like, food everywhere.
Okay, so you've imposed these limits on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That or shapeshifting.
Shapeshifting?
Yeah.
Why shapeshifting?
You can do anything if you can shapeshift. You name a superpower.
Super speed.
Just shapeshifting with cheer. Or Usain Bolt. Another superpower. Or a car.
Ooh. Superpower that you can't just solve with shapeshifting.
But you can. Shapeshifting is one of the
time
best.
travel.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
No, that's not fair. Wait there. If you could shapeshift into something... If you could shapeshift into light...
Light doesn't have mass.
If you could shapeshift into a time traveling machine...
I don't think that counts.
Why not? If I can shapeshift into a car, then I can definitely shapeshift into machinery.
I would argue that in order to shapeshift into a machine, you would have to know how that machine works, or that machine would have to be possible.
Also, how would time travel help? How would that help you with anything?
I wasn't putting that forward as my power. I'm just picking one that you can't solve with shapeshifting.
Yeah, but shapeshifting pretty much solves every superpower.
Telekinesis.
Just shapeshift into that person, and then ask people.
No, I mean lifting things up without.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just shapeshift into air and lift it up. Or a crane,
you're not really being
like a big mechanical crane.
But here's the thing. If you shapeshift into air, where's the brain? Where's you in that situation?
Well, you just know where you are, don't you?
No, you need a brain for that. And if
yeah,
you
but you
if
know,
shapeshifting,
sorry, I brought up shapeshifting into a car before.
Yes.
You didn't have that question then.
Well, okay, I've got that question now. Where's the brain? Where's you?
Silent.
Like, it makes sense if you're shifting into another creature.
If Spider-Man 2 has taught me anything, it's that as long as you believe and you feel like you have a purpose, then it doesn't matter how crazy your superpower is, you can do it.
Okay, so all I'm seeing here is you finally get the power to shapeshift. You turn into thin air, and everything that makes up you, all parts of your brain, just vanish. It's gone.
Die instantly.
You just accidentally instantly die.
Oh, it was no accident.
Oh dear.
If you've been affected by any of the issues raised in today's Simon and Alex show, please get in touch with us.
No, that's not. We're not professional.
Or don't. I don't actually
seek
know
professional help.
How we would cope with that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to hear a funny joke, we could probably do something, but other than that,
Well, I mean, I can't think of a joke off the spot, but I am looking at a picture of a monkey pissing into its mouth. So...
Right. Honestly, I thought you were going to make a joke about me, but...
No.
I did.
We've got the call window open and I'm looking in the chat and we just have this picture just sat.
Can we put that on our Insta?
We're not putting it.
I completely forgot that we sent this
Yeah.
when we last recorded. So I opened up Discord and I had a message from Simon that was just, a monkey upside down into his mouth. And then superheroes on either side bowing down to him.
I'm not sure how I feel about this image because the original artwork is
like an
is
NHS
like
worker or something. Yeah.
No. It's a sick kid that's died.
Ah, that makes more sense.
So the sick kid that's died in this image has been covered up by a monkey pissing into its own mouth. Oh no.
I don't know how we managed to somehow always make it back round to monkeys and Spider-Man in our
Well, it's because
podcast.
are you ready for next month, Alex? Because there's a special month next month. Yeah.
Oh, what's next month?
It's June.
June.
Yeah, it's Chimp June. It's a whole month of monkeys.
Is it just pictures of monkeys?
Yeah. Well, not just pictures. Anything to do with monkeys. It's a monkey month.
Oh.
This is a yearly tradition in New York, actually. We all gather around to celebrate the passing of the chimps as they migrate through the countryside.
That's fair. I mean, I understand that you're picking the film next week, but if you don't pick a monkey-related film, then you're just a fool.
Oh, I mean, you're right.
Not next week, week after.
Well, no, Alex, it's June.
It's not June yet.
But it will be.
No, I picked this week. You picked next week.
No. It's Chimp
I've already written
June.
it in my book, so you can pick in June.
I was so excited. I was so ready for Chimp June to kick off
Do you know
on a
your
high
excitement?
note. Yeah.
That's how I feel every week leading up to my week.
Okay. I just feel an ever-increasing sense of dread as it approaches your week.
Well, dread no more, because this week we are watching the 2015 movie Vacation, starring Ed Helms, Chris Hemsworth, and Christina Applegate. It's based on the 1983, 59, and 97 National Lampoon's Vacation films, so we'll be watching that. Yeah.
I have never heard of this film. Where do you get this?
I think it has a average rating of 3.6 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Why would you do this to me? Oh, no.
But that's only because it doesn't compare to the first original films as well.
I'm sure that's the reason.
Ed Helms is an amazing, guy. I don't know how good he is of an actor. He's a decent actor, but he's an amazing guy. One of the reasons I bought a banjo.
You're gonna ruin my Chimp June.
So yeah, we're watching Vacation.
Also, I want to clarify something more about Chimp June.
Okay, go on.
As far as I'm aware, this is not a thing. But one of my friends doesn't shut up about Chimp June coming up around the corner, so we've all gotten into it now.
Wait, chimp?
I'm looking this up. I don't know if June is real. So hang on. So my friends just come up with.
You've just created a national holiday month.
Okay, well this is a yearly event on our show now. Chimp June.
Yeah, guys, celebrate Chimp June. If you have any photos of you with chimps, please send them in. If you have any videos of chimps that you've taken, please send them in. If you want to do fan fiction, fan artwork, please feel free. Anything that you have related to chimps.
We can showcase these. We'll put an album up on our Instagram saying Happy Chimp June. Yeah,
we'll make sure that your work gets up. We'll do like a CBBC style. This was sent in by. Yeah, for the whole month. Okay. Send us your chimp stuff.
Do we have like a Blue Peter badge to send out, but for chimps?
We'll send the best one a cuddly chimp toy.
Do we have a cuddly chimp toy?
I think you get them when you adopt a chimp. Can you adopt a chimp? Wait there. I'll see how much adopting the chimp is, and we might adopt a chimp for them.
Okay.
Okay, how long do you have to adopt a chimp? Is it like a ongoing commitment?
Well, Alex, chimps are for life, not just for Christmas.
Ah, but what about June? Is chimps just for June?
Do
I have to make a commitment to a chimp for the rest of my life just for
Do we get to name the chimp if we adopt it?
No. This website just has Right, okay, they last for a year. Okay, if you send us your chimp stuff...
They last for a year? Where have they been
not
kept?
Not chimps, the adoption. the length of adoption. If you send us your monkey drawings or you send us videos that you've taken of chimps, if you want to really
We'll adopt a chimp for you?
Edit yourself into a picture of a chimp, go for it. The winner, we will adopt a chimp for you, and you will get the Cuddly Toy certificate and the news magazine about your chimp. So,
Just quick aside here. I'm not paying for this, right?
Oh no, it's coming out of the business account.
We don't have. It's my account.
Wait, do you want me to pay for it? Do you want me to pay for someone to adopt a chimp?
You're the one who's talking about adopting a chimp.
You brought up Tune.
Well, yeah, I didn't think we were going to adopt a chimp.
No, you said Tune's an actual thing. You got me so hyped for it. We've already told them.
Well, it is a thing now. We've made it a thing. If you believe it's a thing, then it can be a thing. And that's the real message we learned from Spider-Man 2.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. Nice one,
Happy
Simon.
Tune.